Should be some Fighters Guild contracts available for us. Here in Anvil, probably one in Shadenall too. Let's see if Azan has something.
Here for more work, are you? I've got one last contract for you. First, though, a bit of bad news. Orain spoke with Velena about your last mission. She didn't take the news well. Orain has been expelled. And I'm sorry to do this, but you've been demoted to Defender. You'll be fine, though. Look, I can't promote you. Not now. You'll need to get some contracts completed, and then I can do it. I've only got one more thing on my plate for you, but it's an important one. The stone of St. Alessia has been stolen from Bruma Chapel. I don't know if you're religious, but a lot of folks are, and the stone is important. Talk to Sirach in Bruma. He'll fill you in on the details. Talk to Sirach about that.
Yeah, I had a feeling that last mission wasn't going to end well. And the Guildmaster finds out that her last child has died in the line of duty. Well, something tells me that maybe they were in the wrong line of work to start with, but too late now. Bottom line, though, is that the Blackwood Company should have been dealt with first and foremost, before anything else was done.
Alessia, hear our prayer. Greetings, my friend. You must be from the Fighters Guild. We appreciate your help. It's said the stone was blessed by Alessia herself. And while it remains in our possession, no harm may come to our church. The relic was stolen from us not long ago. A group of men was seen leaving the chapel the night the stone was stolen. We believe they were bandits. From all accounts, there were 4 or 5 of them, and they've been seen heading east on the road. Please, find the stone of St. Alessia. Find the stone, please.
Alright, so we got demoted, and now I guess it's a matter of doing some more work to get our promotion back. Rain being behind this, but something tells me Velena isn't real keen on dealing with the Blackwood Company either. Either she doesn't feel it's a real threat, or Rain and her aren't communicating well. That could be it. Whatever the case may be, she's lost her kids and she doesn't want to lose any more, and she sees the Fighters Guild going into the dumpster because of the Blackwood Company. Orain suspects that it's them and probably doesn't have her support in looking into it any further because she doesn't want to lose any more people, and now that her last son is gone, she probably just doesn't give a shit anyway, and yeah, it's just bad all the way around. Not sure what to expect. An ambush, maybe, of 4 or 5 bandits. Hopefully not all at once. I see somebody there.
I hate my life. So I assume you're the one who's been sent to track us down. Damn stone was more trouble than it was worth. We stole it. I won't try to hide that now. I'm all that's left now, though. We may have stolen the stone, but we weren't the last ones to do it. The lot of us got jumped by a bunch of ogres, partial to pretty gems, it seems. I'm the only one that survived. If you want the stone, head to Cedar. It's not far from here. Here, I'll mark it on your map. Now just leave me. I've told you all I know. Leave me alone. Go ahead, I don't care.
All right. Cedar. Not sure what that is. I see a map marker for a Daedric shrine, though. Hadn't really planned on doing any of the Daedric stuff. We did go get Azura's Star. Wasn't really thinking about anything else. Also, I realized, and I think because I was thinking Skyrim, is that you could only have one ring equipped. But it appears that you can have 2 rings in Oblivion, and I had totally forgotten that. In Skyrim, I believe it's 1 ring, 1 amulet. Pretty sure. I don't think you can have 2 rings. And if you can, well, I don't know where I'm getting that from. Anyway. Regardless, seeing that we can have 2, I was thinking maybe a ring of perfection would be perfect. That also brings something into play if I were to start with another race. As a beginning class, is the mundane ring capped with what the hell just hit me? There he is. We got an archer, I see. That's like thunk, what the hell was that? Heard the battle music, just didn't know where it was coming from. There we go. These high-level goblins. I'm telling you, that goblin may be more stout than an ogre. Anyway, I was thinking the mundane ring topped off with, oh shoot, any ring that offers some kind of magic shield or something like that. I don't think there's actual magic shield. I think it's like fire shield, frost shield, shock shield, that type of stuff. That's magic resistance, whatever. Not sure what magic resistance would come. I know the mundane ring gives you 50%, and that's stout, but there's no other rings like that. I think the highest, even a grand ring of magic resistance, if there is a thing like that, probably wouldn't be more than, 20-something percent. So I'm guessing a piece of armor would have to be enchanted with something like that too, if you wanted to, if you wanted the magic immunity. It really comes in handy on this difficulty. It's bad enough with the physical damage that enemies do. I don't know how buffed their magic is, if it's buffed the same way. Haven't really been able to tell with the Breton resistance. It's been pretty survivable. What's really got me is it was the melee really, really early on. But I also wasn't capitalizing shield enchantments on any of my armor, which I should have really early. And I wasn't using poisons and stuff early like I was supposed to, so I was taking a beating for much longer than I needed to. But that was all just part of the learning curve. Oh, hey, I actually made a good shot for once. Forgot I had some black soul gems. I did go make some of those. Nice.
This ends here.
I believe I made 2, as a matter of fact, so... Yeah, see, I took almost nothing from that fireball. That frost hurt a little bit worse, actually. Pretty good. Filled 2 black soul gems, too. In case I want to go make another bow and sword. I might. Could also use them to enchant some stuff, but I thought we'd use sigil stones for that. We've got a lot of Oblivion gates that we could go close if and when we feel like it. Oh man, those clouds are looking really good right there in the sky. Look at this view. You see the Imperial City there? That is, man. Amazing. Looking down over Cyrodiil from these mountains, and just on the other side of these mountains is Skyrim. I mean, we're literally right, basically on the border. Where we stand right here. Less than a day's travel, I guess. We could be in Skyrim. The cool thing here, we get to go explore a ruin. Totally down with that. Oh, no, no, no. The creepy exploration music, man. It's awesome. Old trusty Finn Gleam. Get some eyes in the dark. Now, I do seem to recall this place, and regardless of when you come here, it's going to be full of ogres. Probably, maybe some minotaurs, maybe, or something, but I think it's primarily just ogres. I know the guy mentioned ogres, but I don't think there's anything but here, and there's quite a few of them, actually. Also, it seems like there's a bit to go in the Fighters Guild. The quest is actually a little longer than what I remember. Definitely one of the longer quest lines. Mages Guild is a pretty good one too. We've done quite a bit for that, and we still have a ways to go there. But Fighters Guild may be the longest. I like how they demoted me so they could justify throwing in a few extra contracts and jobs and what have you. And it's obvious the showdown against the Blackwood Company is coming up at some point, right? That kind of has to happen. I could really use a little more armor. I think with the slightly higher armor rating, we'd be able to take some of those hits, too. That ogre could basically three-shot me. Considering my level, that's kind of not acceptable. They do hit pretty hard, though. Although I'm not sure anything matches a clan fear. Those little headbutts from those bastards, man, that is, it's a brutal, man. Pick up a few more of these. Hadn't really been using them. I used a few at one point just because I realized I had them and they were just taking up weight. Not really any point in selling them now. Might as well use them for something. They're good in a pinch if you need all your magicka back like right this second. They're definitely good for that. I hear... Oh, there we go. I was about to say I hear something. Well, shit. Now which way to go? I hate it when you get a bunch of options. Okay, good. I love dead ends in this case because trying to keep track of where I've been and where I'm going, it's kind of hard, especially if I'm not real familiar. Some areas, I don't know, once you play a game enough, you go to them so many times and you can almost have the maps memorized. Wow, another turn off. ogre teeth are actually worth a little something. I guess in a way they're kind of not worth carrying, but you know what? As long as I've got the space in my backpack, might as well. Okay, button for this gate somewhere. I see a button on the other side of the gate. Okay, well, that's where we're supposed to be going, so I'm going to go check over here real quick. At some point, we're just going to get some amazing loot. Yeah, I'm thinking that is going to be ideal. Ring of Perfection, Mundane Ring, Necklace of Swords. Speaking of a Ring of Perfection, or a Mundane Ring, either one, need to go to the Temple of the Ancestor Moths and see if I can't pick one up. We could go visit Rockmilk Cave too, but we're more likely to find enchanted armor and things like that. Enchanted weapons, and so on and so forth. I don't think that's real big on dropping rings and amulets and stuff. It's that priest, that blind moth priest. He's the one that is notorious for dropping the good stuff. Of course, you got to kick his ass with that stuff on. You got to earn it, so to speak, but it's not so bad. Yeah, he's going to be stubborn that time, huh? You know, the one downside to this Necklace of Swords, as great as the enchantment is, it buffs my blade skill by 25 points. And once that hits 100, even if it's not a natural 100, in other words, once it hits 75 plus that 25, which equals 100, I don't think it's going to raise anymore. I believe fortifications like that, they count towards the overall skill cap. And, true enough, if your skill is 100, you can put that on and it should say 125. Whether you actually get those benefits or not, I'm not really sure on that. I guess you would know if your weapon skill went up a bit. Nice. It's, I don't know. I'm thinking once it reaches a natural 100, the base weapon damage is pretty much irrelevant anyway, as far as that goes. I think reaching 100, getting that last little skill upgrade where I think it's like backwards power attacks have a chance on paralyzing your enemy. It's a slight chance, and I don't use power attacks all that often. The weapon's more or less a way to apply a particular damage type and apply a debuff. That's basically what the purpose the weapon serves. Almost the same purpose that my spells serve, is to debuff the enemy and allow certain elemental damage to do its thing. I think a mage might have one of the better advantages on this difficulty, a pure mage, one that, you know, dealing with essentially staffs and spells, in that you can, take your choice of summons, obviously. Okay, well, since that button didn't control that gate, I'm guessing it controlled this one up here, and then the button on the other side of this gate probably controls the one down there. That's my guess. But, a mage, most staffs have a much higher much higher number of uses for the damage done. Like if you want a weapon that does, I don't know, let's say 30 points of a particular elemental damage, you're going to get very few swings out of that, or shots out of that weapon, and whether it's a bow or melee or whatever. Whereas a staff tends to have, I think, more charges overall. No enemies in here? Any chests? I guess not. Alright, I believe this is what we're looking for. I guess they were using that as a display for their prize. The ogres were proud of their stone of St. Alessia. I guess they probably weren't going to walk into the the Bruma chapel and grab that thing, so they caught some people with it outside and they said, oh, look, the shiny. Well, I say mission accomplished. Let's go give them their rock back and go report in, go get paid. See if we can't put ourselves back in the good graces of the Fighters Guild. Seeing as Orion has apparently got us into a mess, but at least he's doing something. Better late than never, I guess. I don't know. Those words kind of ring sort of hollow, but still, better late than never. I mean, as long as they get dealt with somewhere on down the line. It's too bad people had to get lost. I feel for that lady losing both of her sons, but she is master of the Fighters Guild, and both of her sons were in the Fighters Guild. I'm guessing the husband or the dad went the same way. So, I mean, I'm really not sure what she expects. Dangerous line of work. Bad things can happen. I mean, I don't know.
Come on. Quickly.
It's hard to tell a grieving widow or a grieving mother who's lost all of her children that it's in any way her fault. I mean, why rub it in? You know, I mean,
Praise the night.
yeah.
Have you found it? Have you brought back the stone of St. Alessia? Ah, you found it. I can't thank you enough. Your work is greatly appreciated. Here, take these. I wish I could give you more. Bless you.
Oh man, you just keep doing your thing. I have apparently been really, really bad because I haven't been able to use a shrine for a while. Tisk tisk. Alright, let's go let Azan know what's up. See if there's any more contracts, or do we have to go back and talk to Orion?
You've got a contract. Shouldn't you be in Bruma? What's the status of the stone of St. Alessia? Have you returned it to Sirach yet? Well done. You've put in good work for me. I only wish I had more. Things are a little lean right now, as I'm sure you know. Here's your payment. I've got nothing more for you, my friend. I believe Burrs has one further assignment, but that is all. I wish you luck. Goodbye.
That is all, huh? Man, it's almost kind of letting us know that it's coming to a close. You know? One last contract for the orc. Well, I guess we'll go find out what that is on the next one. Thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe, you can click that button up top if you haven't already. And if you want to catch the rest of this playthrough, you can click that image in the middle. It should send you straight to the playlist. Appreciate you hanging out, and I'll see you on the next one. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.